Yesterday, Nigel Farage launched a new policy to scrap ILR entirely. I shared a video about that particular proposal, and I want to tell you that so many things did not add up. I read what was published on the BBC. I shared that with you on this channel, and I noticed that so many people commented that, hey, will it affect us who are already on the pathway that's under the skilled worker visa? When will this be implemented, if it is implemented at all? Guys, I went online to check out some videos of him explaining further, breaking down how he hopes to execute this if he comes into power. Guys, if you don't know Nigel Farage is the leader of the Reform UK party. It's an opposition party that has been growing for the past couple of months now. I would say almost a year now. They've been growing stronger and stronger because they concentrate on this aspect of migration. And it seems like they are saying some things the British public have in mind, because the last protest on the 13th of September 2025, I will say that they hosted it, or they supported that particular protest. And that protest was centered around immigration. Now, I want to share with you further some of the things that they plan. In fact, with their head of policy for the Reform UK, there are some things they've said. So I feel you should pay attention to this. Pay attention to this if you're a student, if you're on a skilled worker visa, any type of visa, even spouse visa. Even if you're a member of the EU, guys, you might not be safe from some of the policies that they have proposed they want to implement. Just watch this video to the end. Hello everybody, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working, or studying in the UK. I'm a CV specialist. If you need help optimizing your CV, cover letter, supporting information, then reach out to me. The link will be in the description as well as in the comments. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. To add some context to this, it's very important for you to note that Nigel Farage, like I said, is the leader of the Reform Party. 1. 2, the next general election will be on the 15th of August 2029. 3, it's very important for you to note that he hopes that when he comes into power, he's going to apply the rules retrospectively and affect those people who already have their ILR. So those are his targets. So he's talking about the Boris wave. The Boris wave is in 2020, when Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister at that time, opened the borders. Yes, he opened the borders to bring in people who were skilled workers, because there was this huge gap that was created as a result of Brexit. Now, Brexit means that so many people from the EU left the UK. And to be sincere, Nigel Farage supported Brexit to happen, and he felt that it was going to save the UK billions of pounds. Boris Johnson opened the borders and people came in. So his target is the 3.8 million people who came in since Boris Johnson opened the borders. And he feels that it's going to stop at least 800,000 people from getting their ILR. And if you already have an ILR, he's going to withdraw it. Yes, he feels that there's going to be some legal actions against him, but there are some things they'll put in place to withdraw those people who already have ILR.
The complexity of families going back, we understand that.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely understand that. And, that's why we're giving people advance notice of what's coming. And this will all be in the, frankly, hundreds of pages of legislation that we aim to have ready should Reform win the next general election. I want to go back. There was a question earlier about what's the legal basis for revoking on a retrospective basis ILRs that are already here. I want to be really clear about this. Parliament is sovereign. Parliament is sovereign. And with primary legislation, that will be the legal basis. Now, our aim, as we've said many times before, is to get Nigel into number 10 Downing Street, flanked by 350 to 400 Reform MPs who believe in this, who understand what our agenda is, and will vote this stuff through. The fact that these questions are even asked in a country like this is just a function of learned helplessness, because we've had 14 years of Tory government that were basically 2 or 3 different political parties in one, and nobody had the political courage. So the answer is primary legislation and Parliament being sovereign.
But he's also saying something else. He's saying that some of these people are young, unproductive, and unwilling to work. He has mentioned that 50% of them will not work. That's 50% of people who came in since that time will not work. They are not productive. They just want to be on the welfare system, and it's going to cost the British people 234 billion pounds. Yes, that's the figure they stated. Anyway, I want you to watch this.
There's nothing we're proposing that we don't think is doable. And the primary purpose of today's press conference, as I'm going to say for a third or fourth time, is to make sure that the Boris wave do not qualify for ILR, are not able to bring dependents, are not able to claim benefits. Otherwise, the cost to our welfare system over the next 5 to 10 years will literally send us under economically.
While holding this press conference, you can see he's with the head of policy, and he explained further that their target is young, unproductive people. Now, what is not very clear is whether if you already have an ILR, will they withdraw your settlement even if you are not on benefits? That is one big question I'm after, because it seems like they're saying something else and it's a bit confusing, some of the things they're explaining.
With so many overseas workers who could possibly be leaving, are you sure, and how convinced are you, that British workers have the appetite and aptitude to do many of the jobs, especially with many on the long-term sick and 2.6 million on that long-term sick?
Well, we have to revise the long-term sick. The system that's been in place over the course of the last few years is frankly farcical, where you go to a family GP, you say you've got depression, the family GP feels pressured to sign you up. I mean, during the pandemic, it was being done on 10-minute Zooms, and a lot of that needs to be revised. It just is ridiculous that, another 1,000 people a week are going on to long-term sickness, disability benefits, and frankly being written off and told that they're victims. It's not good for them either.
What I've observed about this is that it's not just those people who are on benefits that they are trying to target. That's what it seems. It seems like it's people who are under the Boris wave, as they call it. That's the 3.8 million who have come in since 2020. And they know that by that time, 2029, that's 15th of August 2029, if they win the election, guys, we don't know. I can't say who will be the person to win the election, but if they win the election, they say that they will be able to achieve that for 800,000 people. They will abolish ILR, and if you're already on the ILR, if you're going to get British citizenship, they want to increase the qualifying period from 5 years to 6 years or something. Let me tell you something. This is a bit complicated. All I know is that this is just one way of getting more people to vote for them. That's my personal opinion about this. I feel that the UK needs people who would come in and take care of, the elderly. That is where the employment is. But many people don't want to do that job. I've shared with you guys already that on the DWP statistics for benefits, 24 million people on benefits. Yeah. And the 30 million out of that 24 million are people who are on state pension, while 10 million people of working age are on that benefit. 10 million, guys. I have explained that before. And if you go and check the list of people, like the people who have been receiving welfare or benefit, you will notice that 83.6 of them are from British or Irish origin. Then they say of the remaining, there is 1 million. 700,000 of them are from the EU, guys. So I can't see any statistics that says that people who are on a skilled worker visa are dreaming of going on benefits, because the percentage of people who are on benefit that came in through this ILR route, skilled worker visa, spouse visa, they're not much, to be sincere, looking at the statistics that BBC published on their website. So I'm really wondering, how do people actually believe that the reason why UK is in the state they are in is because migrants came in and they are now on benefits? Because I trust what I'm seeing on the BBC websites. I don't know. How do they come up with this statistics that it is because people who are in the UK that came in through the legal means, they are paying their IHS fees, paying for, many things, visa fees, NARIC, IELTS, police report, you know, the many things you pay for. Even when you talk about paying for your ILR is £3,029. And when you want to switch to British citizenship is £1,600, guys. So you're paying a lot of money. Imagine when you want to make it super priority or parity. Parity is £500. Super priority is £1,000, guys. So where are they getting these figures that, hey, it would, I don't know, it's not adding up. And once you are done, you want to stay in the UK. What happens? You have to pay for your rent. You have to pay for a lot of things. I can't see people dreaming of, oh, I've been working so hard as, even if you started as a carer and you are getting minimum wage, you have been working as a carer, now I've gotten my ILR, let me sit down and receive benefit that the basic pay is £400. I think they add other things on top. I think so, because I googled it. It says £400 basic pay. So you will now start faking one thing to get it, because I don't think they'll just give it to anybody. The person has to show the reason why they need it. So there's something wrong with the benefit system. If most people are targeting the benefit system because they have the British citizenship or ILR, they just want to be on benefits, then that's accepting people who are of working age that don't have any issues. The benefit system is meant to take care of people who have challenges. There are serious challenges like mental health, disabilities, you know, stuff like that, that they cannot work. They're the ones that are meant to be taken care of under the benefit system, not just anybody. Then there's a problem with the benefit system. Some people are saying that because of this, it might push the government, that's the current government, Labour Party, to say, okay, if you want to switch to ILR, you will not be on benefit for up to 10 years. I've seen someone write something like that somewhere. That would be the target, that if you switch to ILR, you will no longer have access to benefits, guys. So my worry about this is that there are some people, a few people who have mental health issues, who might have disability, cancer, something like that, that cannot allow them to work for a while. They will now be affected. They've stayed throughout their skilled worker visa and they're going through this, and then the people that call people, maybe domestic abuse or something, will not now be affected. But I know that most people, you can't live off £400 plus any other thing they are putting. Maybe if you have kids or something like that, they'll put some money on top. You can't live off that. How are you going to manage with that? It's not even enough to pay for rent. So I don't know. It's a bit confusing. But if you listen to him from beginning to end, you will notice that these are his plans. He's asking the British public to support him, and he feels that the system has been abused. Some of the things they've said, I don't see how it's different from what some of the things that the Conservatives have said and what the Conservatives are planning to do or are actually doing right now. Guys, what are your thoughts based on this? This is what I think. I feel that the UK needs to find out what the problem is, and the three parties are just talking about being more strict. Who is more strict than the other? The current party is saying 10 years to ILR, and we know that a care worker going on a 10 years journey to ILR, oh my goodness, that's crazy, absolutely crazy. That's slavery. How do you encourage people who are already in the UK to do care job? How will you, will you increase the pay? What are you going to do to encourage them to join the NHS? What are you going to do to encourage them to, pick up jobs, take care of the elderly? What are you going to do? That's one major question that many people have to ask. So that is the beginning of many things, because there are a lot of job vacancies there. If you go on Indeed and type in healthcare assistant rules, you will see more than 18,000 vacancies pop up on Indeed. And you'll be wondering, what is happening? There is no job, there is no job. Guys, this is a wake-up call. You need to get out of care, because all these parties are saying the same thing. They want highly skilled individuals. They won't judge the people who have ILR or British citizenship based on that. You have to be contributing to the economy, and your English language proficiency, you need to pass it. So the first thing you need to target is, how can I increase my income as a healthcare professional? Because there is likely to be no opportunity for you to move forward with it. Remember that the Reform Party is also talking about something like creating a special list. I think it's acute shortage list, and they said that care workers will fall under that list, guys. And that list, I'm not sure they will give those people ILR, because they are still minimum wage. It's still low. So guys, they want you to keep applying for visa renewal every 5 years. Every 5 years you renew it. You apply for this, that. Oh my goodness, that's just a lot of things to apply for. Guys, what do you think about this? I feel if you are in care, it's time to upskill. Use that time to upskill. Burn the midnight candle. Even if you are awake till 1 a.m., 2 a.m., training for a course, an easy pathway people have used that is very attainable is IT. Tech skills, guys. Tech skills. Go and increase your pay. Get out of that stage where you are in, because even with this, I don't think the Labour Party's proposal will be nice, and it's going to come up maybe towards the end of this year or next year. So career progression is a must. Upgrade your skills, guys, because these people are not joking. Anyway, what do you think about this? I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.